I'm Samantha Chian, your host with Spirit of Nevada. This episode is brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm, helping families and injured victims throughout Nevada for over 40 years. Hope you enjoy the show. Hello, Samantha here. Now, if you've been watching the show the last few weeks, you may be wondering why we've put out reruns. Well, it's because we're busy creating brand new episodes that nobody has seen yet. And like all good things, they take a lot of our time. So we're gonna flash back into when we were filming a bunch of different destinations, because with the world being closed off and we haven't been able to be out and about, I thought it'd be a good idea to put a list of places that you guys might wanna see. And beginning with Lehman Caves, which is right next to Baker, and we pass through Ely, and there's lots of snow, and I just love snow. But the caves is just something so beautiful and remarkable. It's nothing like I've ever seen, and it's in Great Basin National Park. So let's begin. There are so many cool places to see just outside of Ely. If you drive 5 miles southwest, you'll find the magnificent Cave Lake State Park. And in the winter months, people can enjoy cross-country skiing, snowmobiling, and ice fishing. This park is also home to many diverse wildlife. So if you drive an hour southeast of Ely, you'll find the Great Basin National Park. And inside, you'll see the Lehman Caves. And we're gonna go on an exclusive tour where you're gonna see what Mr. Lehman found many years ago.
One of the things that does separate our caves from the rest of the caves in the National Park System is that theirs tend to be very large and big, whereas ours is much more small and intimate, and you get a really close-up observation of a lot of these different cave formations that people tend to really enjoy.
I agree. I mean, the fact that you get to go in and see something like this, that's what, 8 or 10 million years old, right?
Yep, 8 to 5 million years old is what we kind of have a time frame for our cave.
Wow, and then you get to be able to walk through a lot of the caves, actually. It's what, like a mile? People, if they expect to come here, it's like a mile hike, right?
Correct. Going through the cave tour, the Grand Palace, the longest one, that's 90 minutes. That tour route is about 0.7 miles in total length. So you'll get to go through different aspects of the cave. You also do go through staircases, so it can be a little bit strenuous. So that's something you want to be mindful of when entering the cave. A lot of these caves, the early explorer that we give credit to is Absalom Lehman. So during that time, one of the things he did is after you paid him some money to enter the caves, he would provide you with a lantern to enter, kind of explore. So during that earlier time frame, the only light source you had was a kind of a lantern or a torch if you had one. Going through now, we have much more sophisticated light structure, but back then you were kind of very much just going with your own wits, trying to see if you could find these passageways that connect, so it could have been very difficult. And then when they were doing construction inside the caves, like laying down the path, opening up passageways, or creating bridges, a lot of that time and a lot of that material had to be brought in one by one. So when we're going through, we're walking on a cement path, a lot of these passageways you would not have been able to fit a wheelbarrow through, so you had to bring them in by 5-gallon buckets at a time going through the cave, especially in the much more tougher and hard to reach locations. So a very, very tedious, long process.
Wow, and the fact that you had to crawl through to get in between to the next stop, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like this easy pathway that you all have created for us to enjoy now. What an experience! Woo! Nevada has so much to offer, from state parks and caves to charcoal ovens. I'm Samantha, you can call me Sam, with Spirit of Nevada. Brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm.
The best parts about living here are the diverse, kind, hard-working folks, co-workers, soccer parents, even that stranger who smiles when they pass by, the everyday people who sacrifice for their families and for all of us. Their stories make us proud of the work we do. You see, when one of us gets injured in an accident, well, I guess you could say it's personal. For 40 years, the Richard Harris Law Firm has been helping people through their darkest hours, the hardship of serious injuries, and the heartbreak of losing a loved one. At our core, we're a family business with strong family values. You've made us Nevada's largest personal injury law firm for the people, and one of the largest in the West, and according to our clients and fellow professionals, the highest rated. And we will continue to deliver the exceptional results and service our clients have come to expect for 40 years. I'm Richard Harris of the Richard Harris Law Firm, just in case.
For all the lost souls searching for answers, let me shine the light for you. Let me show you a town that holds its dark history sacred. Pioche, a once silver boomtown, captured the eyes of many greedy and wicked men. As I walk through the cemetery, the first thing that comes to mind is, what were their sins?
"72 laid to rest before anyone died of natural causes. Over 100 buried on Murderers Row. This was one town not to be messed with."
If you're a history buff, you know, yeah, this is the place to live. We have this courthouse. When it was started in 1872, thereabout, they got an estimate from the builder, depending what you read, between $16,000 and $26,000 to build the place. With the cost overruns and the politicians dipping into the till, they started issuing bonds because they were running up the expense. They ran it, the bill was just under $1 million, $600,000 to $800,000, depending again what you read. And they get a hold of Clark County, and Clark County said, we'll bail you out, but you have to deed us some of your property in Lincoln County. Said, oh yeah, get us out from under. So they deeded him some land, and that's the portion on the river where Las Vegas sits today.
Take a good look at this aerial tramway, because it's only going to be in Pioche, Nevada for a little bit longer before it's transported to a museum out in Arizona. What this was used for was back in the 1920s and 1930s, was they had ore and silver transported from Treasure Hill to Godby Mill.
In the 1900s, crimes were rampant in Pioche, Nevada. No other town compared to this one. This was the Wild West. I'm Samantha. You can call me Sam with Spirit of Nevada. Brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm.
When I walk beside her, I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could worship from above.
Here's the thing about relationships. They're all about the give and take, a solid foundation based on mutual respect. That's what makes it possible for people to reach out for help. At the Richard Harris Law Firm, getting justice for the injured is our mission. Giving up is not an option, and we never back down.
We were so bright, standing in the sunlight, never got burned. We were alright, had that easy kind of love, and I let it in for a moment. Felt like we were floating, baby, I swear. We were golden, it was easy, natural as breathing air. And when the sky went dark, you think I would've known before we let it get this far. I should've let you go. Now I gotta crawl out of love. Now I gotta crawl out of love. It's so big and easy to fall in, but now that this ain't
More than 1 million years ago, a freshwater lake covered the Meadows Valley. the area between 93, Panaca, and Caliente. And as you can see, there's so much to explore in our state. If you drive 3 hours north from Las Vegas, you can stop and visit Cathedral Gorge State Park and see some of the most spectacular views.
I'll tell you a story before it tells itself. I lay out all my reasons. You say that I need help. We all got expectations, and sometimes they go wrong, but no one listens to me, so I put it in this song. They tell me think with my head, not that thing in my chest. They got their hands at my neck this time, but you're the one that I want. If that's really so wrong, then they don't know what this feeling is like. And I say, yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah. I'll tell them a story, they'll sit and nod their heads. I'll tell you all my secrets, and you tell all your friends. Hold on to your opinions, and stand by what you say. In the end it's my decision, so it's my fault when it ends. They tell me think with my head, not that thing in my chest. They got their hands.
I've always believed that the odds of finding what you are seeking tend to favor those who are open to seeking them in the first place. I'm Samantha. You can call me Sam with Spirit of Nevada. Brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm.
They don't know.
I have heard people say, life is all about staying in your lane, following that straight line, and testing the waters before making big decisions. But for me, I just like to jump in.
Shadow underneath your window, just in case you don't know, I can see it. You cast an unfamiliar day glow, different than what I know, shining like a halo. I can feel it. We turned our back on ordinary from the start. We look for stranger things, 'cause that's just who we are.
Luxurious Casablanca Resort, where you could build your very own golf vacation. With 11 courses to choose from, you can be sure to have a day filled with fun. So right now we're at the Virgin Valley Heritage Museum,
where they have a bunch of memorabilia, the people that used to live in this town. All right, so I'm gonna show you a picture of Bertha Howe. She was one of the nurses that used to live in this town, and this museum used to be a hospital.
I'm not alone. I recognize the way you make me feel. It's hard to think that you might not be real.
The gallery is an award-winning building to begin with. We're very proud of the way we look. We're right across the street from City Hall here in Mesquite. We change the show every single month in the gallery, which is a wonderful thing. And then we have special things going on, like the Christmas Boutique is getting ready to come up. And to run an organization like this with all volunteers, we're pretty proud of ourselves.
Everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone.
Not only does Mesquite have a great historical museum and a wonderful art gallery, but they also have some really neat places to eat at, such as Peggy Sue's 50s Style Diner and Catherine's Steakhouse.
No matter where I go, I always feel you so, 'cause you're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. When I catch my breath.
Don't forget to slow down your hectic world and enjoy the simple things in life here at Mesquite. I'm Samantha. You can call me Sam with Spirit of Nevada. Brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm.
Everyone I see, so tell me, do you see me?
I hope you all enjoyed some of our older videos, and we may have even inspired you to pack up your things and take a road trip to one of these destinations. And I'd just like to take a moment to thank all of our fans for following us and sharing our videos on Facebook, liking and commenting. We definitely read them all, and it makes us so happy to see the engagement that we've gotten throughout the years. I'm Samantha Chion, but you can call me Sam with Spirit of Nevada. Brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm.